Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 7. Today, I decided to stay in town, get caught up on life. I have been out of town for a couple weeks now. I don't think I've set foot in the office. Today might be 2 weeks. So, want to at least make an appearance, scan my card, and show up at least in the log that I was there. I have a meeting that I set up this morning at 9 o'clock. Not a lot after that. I will probably have to set up one or two other meetings myself, but should not be too busy of a day. So, another thing, this morning, my wife had to go. She volunteers for things. She had to leave early for something she was doing, and so I had to get some of the neighborhood kids on the bus. So I just did that. I just left the neighborhood and I am on my way to the office right now. I'm going to get there right as my meeting is supposed to start, so hopefully I can pick up a minute or two on the way there. Yesterday, when I met with the other Advantage player, he mentioned that he recognized me primarily by my voice, and he had asked me a question or two just to hear me talk, just to verify. And I know this has happened before, that I do have a unique voice, and people have identified me that way before. Luckily for me, none of the people at any of the casinos I go to recognized my voice. And really, I don't usually talk very much at the tables, except maybe to, well, I don't know. I do and I don't. I'm annoying enough that they stay away from me. Let's just say that. So I will talk, but when I go to new casinos, I'll kind of ask too many questions. Where's the steakhouse? Is there a deli? Gas station? What is there to do around this area? Things like that. And most of them don't have time to mess with you on that stuff, especially if you're not going to be rated. I don't think they really care that much. So today the plan is going to be do this meeting, and of course, hey, today is Tuesday, so we get free breakfast at the office. So I'll get myself a bagel, and probably head out, play some slots, and then figure out what to do from there. I may actually, oh man, do I dare go back to the same casino I was at yesterday for all those hours? That's one of the closer casinos, and it would be nice to get some blackjack in, maybe actually rack up a nice win. I'm going to think about it. So right now, I'm going to let you go. It is a very windy day. There's a wind advisory. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour, and it's 37 degrees, so it feels pretty cold with all that wind. But letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. Right now it is almost 11 a.m. I am leaving the office. I am heading off to play some slots, and I think I'm going to continue on and play some blackjack. The weather's gotten worse. The temperature's gone up to 43, but now it's raining pretty heavily, so that's not the greatest. But I'm going to go ahead and head off to a slots-only casino first, and then move on to a place where I can play some blackjack and kind of figure out what I'm going to do from there. Most likely I'll only be able to hit 3 or 4 places today, but I'd love to make $1,000 or $1,500. So that's what's going on right now. I'm going to focus on the road and staying safe, and then I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I have just left that casino, and traffic is getting a lot worse already because the rain is getting worse. So right now I'm at a reduced speed on the highway, but still going to continue on and try to get this done today. I walked in this place and looked around, found a couple small plays. I go around the corner to check a machine, and there's a buddy of mine from a different region. Him and another person are sitting there playing a machine, and we talked for a few minutes. I let him go. Then the cleaning lady came up to me and talked to me for a few minutes. Then a security guard came up to me and talked to me for a few minutes. It's interesting and it's good that all these different people, security guards, cleaning lady, even the people at the restaurant, know me by my face, not by my name, and say hi to me and want to talk to me. Even customers, even today, wave to you when you come in, and you're friendly with everybody, and that definitely keeps you under the radar. It's like, you know, Joe's been part of our family forever. He's not doing anything wrong. Anyway, I ended up going to their little deli area, and I got 4 giant bottles of water. I got 23 candy bars, which, because I have comps that are expiring and I don't want to wait for hot food, and got some pizza, and so I'm all packed and ready to go and got tons of stuff, and I still have other comps that are expiring in the next few weeks, so I got to get on those and pick those up next time. Like I said, I only played a few things. There were a few machines that were jammed up. You couldn't change the denomination, or the buttons were broken, so unfortunately I didn't want to wait around for those, because there may or may not be a play on them, and waiting 15 or 20 minutes is not worth it for most of those machines, so I let those go. So I ended up leaving ahead $48, and right now I am on my way to the next spot. I've been driving for a little while. I'm still 99 miles away from there, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to sit back and relax for now. I'm going to pass at least one casino on the way, because it's not going to give me as much money, and I need to try to focus on some blackjack today. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Okay guys, I am back. First thing on the agenda is, well, I could probably make it to the next casino. Then I definitely have to get gas. The light's on already, but anyway, I go into this casino, and let me just be honest with where I am here. I decided to go to the same place I was yesterday. The reason for that, there's good and bad. The bad thing is I played almost a 5-hour session yesterday. The good thing is I didn't make money yesterday, and I didn't get thrown out yesterday, and it's close. So, you know, traveling 100 and something miles is one of my local casinos. So, if I go other directions, it's mostly 200 plus mile trips. So I go in here, I go to the blackjack area in the high limit, and there's nowhere to sit. So I take a lap, I look at some slots, and I'm actually looking for something to play actively, like checking as many machines as I can. I can't find anything to play. Come back around, still busy. Take another lap, nothing, still busy. Finally, third lap around, I come back around, and there's a seat open, and they were almost done with the shoe. Old man who was here yesterday, when my friend got up, when he got kicked out yesterday, this guy sat down, and I got them mixed up actually later on, but this guy sits down and starts to play. So when I got to the table, it was the end of the shoe, and this old man decided he wanted to walk away. So he was going to go to the bathroom, just play without me, he says. So I sit down, and like a 35-year-old black guy sits down with me, and we're killing it. We're playing it the right way, for one thing. And the guy took a few risks, but the count was steadily going up, and we ran through, and in one shoe, I was up at one point probably $1,075, spreading from 50 to 300 is all I got to, because the count was going up, but it wasn't that high. And so I reached like 1,075, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I think I want to get up. And the dealer started the next hand, and then I lost like 5 hands in a row, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm sticking this one out. But at the end of the shoe, I was still ahead 1,000, and I decided to leave. I was at the table for about 15 minutes. After looking at slots for 45 minutes and getting nothing, I play blackjack for 15 minutes, and I leave ahead 1,000. Now, I am getting ready to leave, and this guy is standing behind me watching me play the whole time, and I know him. And this guy used to come into the casino and just play $50 hands and try to make $50 or $100 for the day, and that would be it, because he has to take an Uber to get there. He doesn't have a car, and for whatever reason, his age, his skill level, his eyesight, I don't know, but so he just wants to pay a round trip for his Uber, and then he spends the day at the casino. Well, now this guy is totally getting involved, and he was telling me yesterday he was down 4,900, ended up leaving ahead 1,800, and he's been on this bad luck streak. And you know, I said, you used to just spend a little bit of money. He said, well, now I'm bringing too much money with me. And I said, you know, you should probably just take some in with you and leave some in the car. Then if you want, you can go out to the car and get it, and by that time you have a chance to cool off, and you're not going to be on tilt. You're not going to be giving away as much money. And he said that was a good idea, so we'll see next time I see him if he follows that advice or not. But anyway, as I was talking to this guy, and I was standing up and coloring up, the old man comes back, and he said something about, yeah, you guys were here when that guy was here yesterday, or something like that. And I said, yeah, whatever happened to that guy? All of a sudden, he came. They came and talked to him, and then he came back to the table, and he said, well, I guess I'm leaving, or something like that. And he said he's an advantage player. I said, what's an advantage player? And he said he counts cards. I said, no. How can he count cards? He was only playing $50. He goes, that's how they trick you. They bet $50, and then when they're ready, they put the max bet out on the table and they win all the money. I said, wow, that's crazy. So then I go to the cashier, I cash out, and go out the door. So that was my little story. You know, the guy is he's continuing on to the next day. They're still talking about him at the casino with his minimum bets. You know, majority of his bets were minimum bets, and they're making this big deal out of it. So all right, so right now I've got to pass through 2 states to get to my next place, but it's like just, it's not a far drive. I got to pass through 1 state to get to where I'm going, and I'm going to go in, play a little bit, and this should be a quick one, in and out, and then we're going to go find some gas so we're not pushing the car, and then I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm adding this later on. I was just listening to the episode before I published it, and I realized that I told the guy who takes the Uber to the casino to leave some money in his car. What was I thinking? I actually did do that this morning. So anyway, I just noticed that. He didn't even say anything when I told him that, but anyway, all right guys, I am back. I was in and out of there in about 40 minutes or so. I attempted to make a big play, but it didn't work out. I was playing a $3 a spin play and ran it all the way through, and 2/3 of the way through I had calculated the return to player was at 1/6. So I was getting 16 2/3% return to player, and that's what killed me. At my low point, I was down as much as $750 on that play. Ended that play down $350 or so, and found some other things to play and chipped away at it, and eventually got back to even and ended up leaving ahead $11. So not my finest moment there, but we did squeeze out a little victory plus $11. So right now I have a range of less than 15 miles. So I'm going to have to let you go and look for a gas station, and then we're going to move on to 2 more casinos as we're heading toward home. So I'm letting you go right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back as the rain continues and it's getting worse. Temperature's starting to fall. It peaked at around 50 degrees or so, maybe a little bit higher, and now it's down to 45 and starting to drop some more. So I got some gas, and then there was like, I figured I'm already there, and there's a chicken strip restaurant close to the gas station there, so I thought I would go there and get some chicken strips. That's pretty basic, right? Pretty easy. You can't really mess that up, right? So I go through the drive-thru and I get the smaller meal that they have. All right, the smaller meal is 2 chicken strips, just two chicken strips, a little tiny thimble of coleslaw, a piece of bread, and some fries. But not just any fries. These thin, grease-soaked, heavy, scalding hot fries. And it was $10 for this. $10. What are people thinking? $10 for that. The fries were disgusting. The chicken was completely burned and overcooked. It's like, do people not have any pride in anything they do anymore? I don't understand it. I mean, do you not think about what people think about you at all? About your work ethic or anything? It is, So I ate what I could, salvaged what I could out of it, and right now the rain, like I said, is getting worse. I'm moving on to the next casino. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish my trip today because this rain is just really bad. Traffic's getting bad. I don't know how long I want to be out here. So I've been in a lot worse weather, but this is just not a lot of fun. Slow traffic, just very frustrating. So anyway, right now I'm going to continue on. We're going to go to the next spot and then reevaluate things from there and figure out what we're going to do after that. It is getting late already, so sun's starting to go down. So we're moving on, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. I just got a text message from a friend of mine who got kicked out of a casino last night. He had only played a couple hands, and he got kicked out of the casino due to their facial recognition software. So he's not sure about the license plate also, but he knows for sure the facial recognition. So today he went to the motor vehicles, and he got a new license plate. So that is one thing that you can do, obviously, is if they have your license plate on record, they're looking for that license plate, and maybe they don't have good facial recognition or whatever, for whatever reason, you want to change your license plate. He said he only paid $12 to get a new tag, so that's all good, and hopefully he gets a lot more table time now. I don't know if you remember, I had a license plate cover that I had built. Basically, I took one of those advertisements that go where the license plate would go before you buy the car, so it would have the name of the dealership there, Carvana, whatever the other ones are called. I took one of those and I put magnets on the back of it, and then I put magnets on the back of the license plate, because not all license plates are magnetic, so just so you know. And I was able to make it so that that tag that said Carvana on it, or Honda, or whatever you think, would stick on my plate. So when I pull into a parking garage, that's what the camera would see, and obviously nothing's going to get triggered. And then after you leave there, don't forget to take it back off again. And since it's magnetic, you can just throw it in the car and then put it back on anytime you want. And that's just another way that you can hopefully evade some detection. So we'll do an episode also on how to travel and what to wear, and facial recognition and all that too. It's on my list along with surveillance and a bunch of other things. But almost 100% of the time when I'm talking to you, I'm driving and I have nothing prepared. So all the stuff that comes out of my mouth, and even those half-hour episodes where I discuss one topic, that's all off the top of my mind. So I don't have anything pre-prepared at all for those. But anyway, all right. Continuing on here, we're almost to our next casino. The weather is still not very good, and now it's dark. So we're continuing on. We're going to go into this place, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do from there. So I'm going to hop in, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I go into this place, and I see all the people that I have been missing, all the Asian people that have not been kicked out yet, that are just waiting in line to be kicked out with their masks on because they think that's going to make it harder to identify them. But it actually makes it easier to identify them because they're the only people in the casino wearing masks. Except for the other people that are easy to identify, they're young kids that are running up and down the aisles with their AirPods in their ears, punching buttons and going up and down the aisles and then walking out of the casino, and they're not too obvious who they are. Anyway, I walked in and I knew all the good machines were going to be crapola. There was going to be nothing available in any of those machines. I start digging into the less known machines, and let me see, the first play that I had was a good play, was an odd play. It was a 5-line machine at 50 cents. A very weird bet, not a very common bet. So I played that one, and it went horribly. Even at $2.50, I lost like $60 on that play. Then I go to the back part of the casino, and I find a play back there, and that one's a not borderline, it's just, the EV is good, but it's not the most dependable machine. But I had a real nice hit on that one, a couple $100 hit, and I was back in the game. And then played another game, which was on the low end of the spectrum, like 50, 60 cents, something like that, 75, one of those cheap bets. And that one hit for like $30 almost immediately. And then I kind of felt like I was done. I looked around, I really didn't see much else. And I realized that, this morning I got a bunch of free food, I got free candy, free drinks, and I just need to make sure that I'm not leaving this kind of stuff on the table. Because lots of times I'm at these places at times that the deli's not open, the store's not open, the gift shop's not open, whatever it might be, and I don't get a chance to use my free stuff, which is okay. But my lifestyle makes it so that I have to leave at a certain time and be back at a certain time. So anyway, I discovered that I had some free food, and I go back there, and I'm really not that hungry at this point because I just ate. And they did have bottled root beer and cream soda back there, so I got a couple cases of that, and small cases, the little handle ones. And yeah, that was it. And I ended up leaving that spot ahead $172. And some of the people that I saw this morning, the casino I just left is their home casino. So they were at the casino closest to me, and I was at the casino closest to them today. So let's see, right now the weather is very bad. I am going to take a different way home. It's going to cut off about 40 minutes off the time here, and it's going to make it so that I can go to a different casino that I was not planning to go to tonight. But looking at the weather and where everything is, it's going to allow me to have better weather on the rest of my trip home. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm heading that direction right now, and then I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. I am about 10 miles, finally 10 miles from the casino, and the rain has stopped, although it is extremely windy, gusts up to 50 miles an hour right now. So I'm just getting off the highway right now, and it's going to be back roads for the next 10 miles, and then I'll finally be there, and then figure out what to do from there. So it's been a long day. When you leave home late and you go to work for a half a day, and then you travel 160 miles each way, makes it for a long day. So anyway, I'll be glad when it's finally over, but I'm gonna stop at this place and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So wow, this big buildup for this thing. Actually, I'm glad I went. I'll tell you why. Not because of the money. I did make some money, but not because of the money, but because of someone I met. And I go into this place, I walk around, I see 10 people doing what I'm doing, making money. So I didn't think I was going to find anything. Now, when I first walked in, I saw one guy in the high limit area playing a $10 a spin machine, and I knew it was getting close, but you know, it probably still was going to require another $1,000 from him before it would be in a good range for me to hit it and make some money. And they've really dialed back the return to player on these things lately. So anyway, I go around, look at everything. I find nothing. I didn't even pull any money out of my pocket the whole time. Finally, I come back. I talk to a couple other advantage players, and I come back and I've got nothing. I see one possibility, and I tell someone about it. I said, I'm leaving. If you want it, it's back there. So-and-so is on it. Take it. And then I go back to the high limit area, and he left it, and you could tell he lost because the cash out amount was 30 cents, and he had, I don't know, 1,500 or something in there when I was there. And it is just barely positive expected value. So okay, I'll play this, but it's going to take some money. So I put a couple $100 in the machine. Second spin, it hits, and it's a dud. It only pays a little bit of money, and it pays like $75 or something like that. Anyway, I end up ahead. Maybe it was 3 spins, but I end up ahead $52. So that's it. And I was on my way out. I took one last lap. I was on my way out, and this young man is looking at me as I'm walking, and I could tell that he thinks that we know each other. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stand here and see if he comes over. And he does. He comes over, and he's got his wife or girlfriend with him, and he says, hey, do you play at so-and-so? I said, no, I haven't played there for a while. He said, how long's it been, or something like that, and we talked for a second, and that was the casino, the only casino that I've ever been banned from. And he was sitting next to me at the table when I got banned. He said, yeah, I'd love if you're listening to, please send me an email, and I can get more of what you remember happening, so I can add it to what I remember happening. But he said, yeah, we were just sitting there playing, and you were playing 2 hands, and all of a sudden 5 security guys come up to the table, and they take you to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, that's the day that I got banned. I think it was like maybe February 20th or something like that, February 20 something, 24th or something, 3 years ago. And so he remembered me from that day. He was back there playing next to me when it happened, and that was so crazy that I happened to see him. I guess it will be 3 years next month, and he still remembered it all this time and remembered my face. And he came up to me in the casino with enough of a memory that he thought, you know, it was worth talking to me about it. He really, that's crazy. I don't think I'm that memorable of a guy, but hopefully he's not still losing to those guys. And if he is, I'd love to have him go in there and beat him up a little bit for me. So, let me think here. I don't know which way I want to go. For once, both ways home are the same distance. I'm going to go the other way. All right, do something different today. All right, I'm heading home. It is dark, it is late, and I am tired, and I have to get up early tomorrow, and I have a 450-mile journey tomorrow. So I'm going to get some sleep, but I have some work to do tonight. I'm going to get home, get some dinner, do my work, get some sleep, and then tomorrow's a big day. We make some cash. I'm excited about it. I would love to make $3,000 or $4,000 tomorrow. I really believe I could do it tomorrow. So anyway, letting you guys go for now. If you have any questions or comments, it's mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.